Hello, everybody. I'm Vikram. I head product management for all our language technologies at AWS. And today, I'm going to be talking to you about how you build intelligent applications with Amazon machine learning language services. If you saw Swami's keynote this morning, you would have been familiar with the stack. And in this session, we're going to be talking about the top layer of the stack, specifically the speech and language services. You're going to learn how you can make your application speak, understand what you say, give you insights from text, speak in multiple languages, and serve your customers better. Some of the common use cases we're seeing our customers today using these services are in voice of customer analytics, where they want to understand what the customers are saying, in call centers, where they want to analyze all the calls that are coming in, as enterprise digital assistants to help their employees by answering frequently asked questions, in personalizing content based on the past reading behavior, knowledge management, where they're able to store large amounts of text and classify them and make access to them really easy, semantic search, where they're able to build better indexes by using natural language processing, captioning for broadcast and media, localization with translation, where they're making their products work locally across the world, in education, improving accessibility by adding captions and adding conversational agents, as well as to build chatbots that provide information. So let's start with how you make your applications conversational. To do that, we provide a service called Amazon Lex, which is a service for building conversational interfaces into any application using both voice and text. It's a one-stop shop for all your needs to build conversational agents, from speech to intent. What I mean by speech to intent is when you speak to the bot, it takes the audio, converts that into text using speech recognition capability, and then understands the meaning of that text or extracts the intent from that text. Once it understands the intent, it is able to have the dialogue and then extract the information that required to fulfill that intent from the customer and then hand off to the business logic. Once you built your bot, you can easily deploy it to multiple platforms like Facebook, Slack, Twilio, and so on. And also your contact center, we're integrated with Amazon Connect. You can scale your application seamlessly. You do not have to worry about managing servers. You can integrate with your business logic. We have Lambda integration, so you can write all your business logic in Lambda. And using a drop-down on the Lex console, you just choose the right function for your bot. Security. We're integrated with Cognito as well as IAM, and you're able to manage access to all your applications using AWS security. We provide analytics. Especially with chatbots, it's really important to have good analytics because you won't get the chatbot right the first time. You're going to go out there with a few intents that you're going to support, but then your customers may start interacting with your bot in many different ways that you may not have anticipated. What you can do is then look at what are the incoming utterances, which of them was my bot able to answer, which of them was it not able to answer, and then based on that, you either add new intents or expand the utterances for existing intents. We also integrate with Poly for text-to-speech so that in one place, you can just, from a drop-down, choose the voice and the language that you want your bot to speak in, and it's able to convert the text back into voice and communicate with your customer. Customers often ask us, what are the good programming practices when I'm building a bot? So we put together a list that is common to most good conversational interfaces. Your agent should have social intelligence. And to enable that, we integrate with Lambda, where you're able to go and fetch the customer's past transaction history, the different options that they've chosen in the past, and make the conversation more personal to the customer. We maintain all the context in the session, so you have access to all the different utterances that the customer has said so far, all the data that they've provided so far. So you can then, again, modify your dialogue based on the context. Your bot should have personality. So it should not sound like a bot and say the same thing repeatedly. So what we do is allow you multiple options for each prompt, so that every time it's using a different way of saying the same thing, just like a human would. You also can choose from a range of voices in Poly, where you can pick it based on the personality you want your bot to have. Modality. So we not only support voice and text, you're also able to have touch. So we provide rich formatting capabilities where you can have images and you can have buttons, and they appear really nicely in Facebook as a carousel, so your customers don't have to really type their answer. They can just choose the right response to your prompt. You can have dynamic conversations with error handling and intent chaining. When your customer says something that your bot does not understand, you need to have a way to handle that gracefully. And you get to do that with error handling, where you can provide, again, multiple different ways in which your bot can say to your customer that, I'm sorry, I didn't understand what you were saying, or could you repeat that, please, and so on. And intent chaining is where you're able to take one intent, and after that completes, ask the user if they want to do a different intent. For example, once they book a hotel, you can ask them if they now want to book a car. Here are some of the common use cases that we are seeing customers using Amazon Lex. Contact center, we're integrated with Amazon Connect as well as with Genesis, and we'll be launching many more such integrations. So they're using Lex to replace the IVR in their contact centers. Because how many of you have dialed into the contact center and been put on hold, pressing different options, press 1, press 2, press 3, and by the time you go to press 6, you forgot what 3 is? Using a natural language-based conversational agent improves your experience. Informational bots, where you can use your agent to answer questions that your employees may have. Application bots to do things like booking tickets. Enterprise productivity, where if you have a sales team and they want to quickly check the status on a particular customer, they can chat with the bot. As well as IoT, where if you have a device or a toy and you want your customers to be able to have a conversation with it, you can use Lex in that case as well. Next, we're going to talk about how you give your applications a voice. I spoke briefly about Amazon Poly, which is a text-to-speech service that uses deep learning techniques to produce lifelike speech from text. Different use cases for Poly include content creation, mobile and desktop applications, IoT, education and e-learning, in telephony, as well as in game development. It supports 25 languages and 52 voices, and gives you a lot of control over how the voice sounds. You can also add custom vocabularies because some names, like my last name, are really hard to pronounce. And you can tell Polly how exactly to pronounce certain words. And it's available in all 14 AWS regions. We're also seeing customers use it for navigation, where if you have a GPS system and you want the prompts to be read out to the customer, you could use Polly there. AI assistants for people with special needs. Creation of videos, where you do the dubbing using Polly. Making announcements on the radio. Building podcasts, as well as notifications over the phone using voice. Let's hear how Polly sounds.
안녕하세요. 인공지능 언어 기술 세션에 오신 것을 환영합니다. 이 시간에는 AWS의 모든 언어 관련 서비스들에 대한 다양한 활용 사례들을 소개해드리겠습니다.
Really natural, isn't it? Now let's talk about how you extract insights from unstructured text. So think about how cool it would be if you had an employee that would read every blog, every tweet, every email that came in, and told you exactly what your customers are saying about your brand. That's what Comprehend does for you. It's a fully managed and continuously trained service that helps you extract insights from unstructured text. Some of the capabilities that Comprehend provides are sentiment analysis, where if you provided some text, it'll tell you whether it's positive, negative, mixed, or neutral sentiment. Entity extraction, where it's able to tell you these particular strings are names of peoples, these particular strings are organizations, these are locations, these are dates, these are numbers, and so on. Key phrases, where it'll tell you what the key phrases are if you give it a paragraph of text. And I'll show you a demo in the following slides. Language detection. We are able to detect more than 100 different languages. Topic modeling, where if I have hundreds or thousands of articles and I want to know what are the common topics across these articles, I can find out using topic modeling. And this is really useful if, let's say, you want to figure out what sort of news articles does a customer like to read. You would do topic modeling based on all the articles that they've read in the past, and then recommend new articles that have the same topics. Here's an example of the output that Comprehend gives you when you feed a paragraph of text. Amazon.com is located in Seattle. It was founded July 5th by Jeff Bezos. Our customers love buying everything from books to blenders at great prices. So you will know that Amazon.com is an organization. Seattle, Washington is a location. July 5th is a date. And Jeff Bezos is a person. You also know that the key phrases are our customers, books, blenders, and great prices. The sentiment is positive because our customers love buying all these items on Amazon. And the language is English. Some of the use cases for Comprehend are content personalization. Like I was saying, you could look at all the different articles that a customer has read and recommend future articles based on that history. Semantic search, where today, if you wanted to archive large amounts of text and search through it, you would probably use Elasticsearch. But it's not very efficient to index all the text. Instead, if you could just extract the key phrases and index based on those key phrases, your search is going to be much faster and much more efficient. Intelligent data warehouse, where you can query unstructured data in relational databases using Comprehend, saying, give me all the comments which are positive. Social analytics, where you can take a Twitter feed, hook it up with Kinesis, run it through Comprehend, and then visualize all the results on QuickSight. Here's how you put together different solutions on AWS using Comprehend. Your input would be different articles or documents or social media posts, and then you would pull them through Comprehend and then use Kinesis for real-time analysis, Elasticsearch for semantic search and rich filtering. You could put the data in Redshift to do queries, grouping, trends, and so on. And EMR for clustering, graph analysis, and other such use cases. Now let's talk about how you make your applications listen. You use Amazon Transcribe. It's a fully managed service that takes audio and converts that into text. When I was talking about Lex, I also mentioned speech recognition. But that's a different form of speech recognition where it's focused more on short form conversational speech. Whereas Amazon Transcribe is focused on long form speech from, let's say, a telephone conversation or a movie video that could be many hours long. Here are some of the features of Amazon Transcribe. We're supporting a wide range of audio, right from 8 kilohertz to 44 kilohertz. Especially important to mention because 8 kilohertz audio is not very high fidelity. And that's what they use in telephony. And we spend a lot of time training our models to work really well on telephony audio. And it provides really high accuracy on low fidelity audio. It's integrated with S3, so if you already have all your audio sitting in S3, all you need to do is point transcribe at those files, and it's able to pick it up and generate transcripts for you. It also generates timestamps and confidence scores. So if you want to align the text with the video to generate subtitles, it's really easy to do that. Or if you archived all your text and you want to search the video based on a certain string, it can take you to the exact spot in the video where that particular text appeared. And if you want post-processing, where you want a human to edit the machine-generated text to make sure that it's 100% accurate, you can only focus on the words with the low confidence scores. It provides punctuation. Really important because when you see text that is not punctuated, it's really hard to read. And a lot of services out there just give you a string of unformatted text. Whereas Transcribe provides you full stops, capitalizations, exclamation, and so on, so that the text is really readable by humans. Today we support English and Spanish, but through the year we're going to be adding more languages, and we do plan to add Korean support as well. We are able to detect multiple speakers, where, let's say there's a phone conversation and you have the agent and the customer both speaking. Transcribe is able to say that speaker 1 said this, speaker 2 said this. So then you can do the analysis on the agent and the customer separately. Custom vocabulary. Again, for hard to pronounce words or words that are specific to your industry or domain, which are not commonly used, you could load them as part of a custom vocabulary so that Transcribe gives you really high accuracy on those words. Some of the use cases for Transcribe are call centers, where you're able to take millions of minutes of call center data, run it through Transcribe, convert that into text, and then run Comprehend on it to find what is the sentiment of the calls that my customers made. What are they calling me about? What are the key phrases that they're calling me about? And then you focus your product development efforts to resolve the issues that your customers are facing. Closed caption and subtitles, very common use case. Transcriptions of meetings, where in companies like finance and others, where you want to record every meeting so that you have sort of an audit trail and then be able to search through that. Even legal proceedings, if a lawyer wants to do research on court recordings and be able to search for a certain case, they're able to do that by using transcribe. Here's how you would set up your analytical pipeline using transcribe, right? So you have the audio input that's stored in S3, and using Lambda, you would pull that S3 audio and call transcribe, and then you would call comprehend on that output, and then using Athena, you could display your analytics on QuickSight. And the last service I'm going to talk about is how do you make your applications multilingual? Because today, every company is a global company. You're building products that have a global appeal, and you want to make sure that you're reaching every customer across the world that wants to buy your product. And research has shown that customers are much more likely to interact with your brand and buy your service if you speak to them in the language of their choice. And this is where you use Amazon Translate. It's a fully managed, continuously trained neural machine translation service that translates text from one language to another. I mentioned neural because it's a special way of doing machine translation where we're not literally converting one phrase after another like some of the older systems used to do. With deep learning techniques, you read the whole sentence and then generate the translation in the new language. So the translations are much more natural and much more human-like. Today we support 12 language pairs, English to 6 languages, Arabic, simplified Chinese, French, German, Spanish, and Portuguese, and back to English. Again, we do plan to launch Korean support this year for Translate. It takes text input. It's real time, so really quick. So you can do things like real-time translation for chat. It integrates with comprehend, so you could do language detection, right? So if you don't know what language is coming in, you could use comprehend to figure that out. And we do that integration. You don't really have to call comprehend beforehand. It's easy to integrate with the rest of the AWS ecosystem, follows all the AWS security standards, and today is available in 4 regions, and quickly we're going to be expanding to other regions. And it's really economical considering the high accuracy that it provides. Now, where do you use machine translation? There's 2 parts to the translation industry. The first part, or the smaller segment, is where you need highly accurate translation. For example, in the medical field or the legal field or for your product documentation, where not a single word can be wrong. In those cases, what you do is you take the output of machine translation and then you do a post-editing on it to fix any errors that the machine translation has. So even in those cases, machine translation reduces your costs by a lot. And then you have the biggest share of the translation market, which is user-authored content, text analytics, real-time communication like chat, and content discovery. In these use cases, machine translation is just perfect, where you build a pipeline and you're able to translate from one language to another, run that through your analytical tools, and then see the output. Let's take an example. I took one of the products that we sell on our Amazon.de, which is our German website. And this is a pocket knife, and it integrates 87 tools and offers 141 functions. Really cool pocket knife. And I took one of the comments that's on that website, and then I used one of the open source tools out there to do the translation. And what comes out is not good at all. As you can see, it has so many mistakes. The grammar's not very well represented, and it's really hard to read. And at some points, it's even funny when you read it. And then we ran the same thing through Amazon Translate. And as you can see, the translation is much more fluent. There's not many mistakes at all, just a couple there. Still opportunity to fix, but reads so much better than the previous translation. So that's the difference I was talking about between a phrase-based translation technique and deep neural network-based machine translation techniques. Now, what I'm going to do is show you a quick demo of how you could use all these technologies together in the contact center. Here's the business scenario. You have a 400-seat contact center, and you're a regional utility service, and there's a sudden storm, and service has been interrupted, and all your customers suddenly start calling in, right? But you don't have as many agents to handle these calls. So customers are waiting in line for 30, 40 minutes. How do you handle this nightmare scenario? This is where you could use Amazon Lex. So let's dial in and see how this works.
Welcome to your local energy provider. How can I help you? You can report or check on the status of power outages.
Report a power
Can you
outage.
please repeat that?
Report a power outage.
Sorry, can you please repeat that?
Report a power outage.
What location are you experiencing a power outage?
At home.
Got it. Looking up your home location details. Based on your phone number, I found your home street address as 1212 Home Location Court. Is this the address you're reporting an outage for?
Yes.
Sorry, can you please repeat that?
Yes.
Thank you. You are the 37th person to report an outage in this area. We are currently showing a 45-minute estimated time to repair. We have updated our records and notified our technicians accordingly. Thanks for calling United Energy.
So, except for the echo, pretty decent experience where I didn't have to wait in line for 30 minutes to then figure out that they already knew about the issue. And I know that they're working on it. And I know that many other folks have also dialed in to report the same issue. Much better customer experience compared to what we have today. And in cases where IVR is not able to handle the call, Connect can also transfer this call to a human agent and then record the call and put all the recordings into S3. And then you could do the analytics on those recordings. And I'll have Muhyun come in here and do a demo of how you would set that up and how you would look at those analytics.
지금 보시는 거는 방금 직접 전화로 걸어서 컨택 센터가 어떻게 동작했는지에 대해서 이제 설명하는 슬라이드고요. 지금부터 제가 설명해 드릴 데모는 이와 같은 겁니다. 컨택 센터로 여러 고객분들이 전화를 걸어서 응답을 받으셨어요. 그러면은 그런 응답들은 끝났지만 사후에 저희가 그것들을 분석을 한다라면은 조금 더 좋은 고객 만족을 주는 서비스를 제공해 드릴 수 있을 것 같습니다. 그러기 위해서는 녹취된 콜들을 모두 다 일일이 듣고 분석을 하는 것들은 굉장히 어려운 일일 겁니다. 굉장히 많은 사람들이 많은 노력이 필요할 거고요. 하지만 지금까지 설명드린 언어 관련된 AWS 서비스를 활용하시면은 이와 같은 아키텍처를 만들어서 언어, 즉 녹취된 그런 음성 파일을 텍스트로 바꾸고 텍스트로 바꾼 이후에 컴프리엔드 서비스를 통해서 어떤 고객들이 어떤 주제에 대해서 물어보고 있는지, 어떤 엔터티들에 대해서 물어보고 있는지, 또는 주요 키프레이즈가 무엇인지를, 또는 심지어 센티멘트, 즉 고객이 만족했는지 만족하지 않았는지도 자동으로 분석을 하실 수 있으십니다. 그게 바로 아랫부분 플로우고요. 윗부분 플로우는 아마존 커넥트에서 생성하는 모든 콜과 관련된 메타데이터를 키네시스 데이터 스트림을 통해서 S3 버킷에 저장한 다음에 글로와 같은 ETL 툴로 다시 저희가 원하는 형태로 저장을 S3 버킷으로 하게 됩니다. 이렇게 만들어진 분석 데이터는 아마존 아테나 서비스와 아마존 퀵사이트를 통해서 BI와 관련된 인터랙티브한 분석 툴을 구현해 볼 수가 있을 것 같습니다. 지금부터 이것을 구현한 실제 데모를 간단하게 설명을 드리도록 하겠습니다. 이게 앞서 보여드린 아키텍처를 구현을 했을 때 최종적으로 퀵사이트에 보여지는 화면이고요. 여러 고객분들이 전화를 걸어서 모든 상담을 끝냈어요. 상담을 끝내면은 이와 같은 화면을 얻으실 수 있으십니다. 예를 들어서 엔터티 타입별로 통계를 볼 수 있다거나 아니면은 어떤 지역에 대해서 논의가 됐는지를 보실 수 있으시죠. 휴스턴도 있고 시카고도 있고 이라크도 있고, 그 다음에 날짜가 언제인지, 그 다음에 시간이 언제 많은 고객들이 질문을 했는지도 이와 같이 앞에 보여드린 아키텍처를 구성을 하시면 간략하게 보실 수 있으십니다. 그리고 커스터머 프레이즈 또는 이제 에이전트 프레이즈 별로도 분석을 해보실 수 있으시죠. 예를 들어서 커스터머 프레이즈를 보시면은 시드 업그레이드를 요청하신 분들, 그 다음에 내일과 관련된 상담을 하신 분들이 있었고요. 그 다음에 에이전트들이 말씀을 한 거를 비교를 하면은 Good evening이라는 인사를 많이 하셨겠죠. 그 다음에 내일 플라이트에 관련된 질문을 질문이십니까? 라는 이제 질문들을 이 정도 했고요. 그리고 아래 보시면은 시간대별로 센티멘트가 어땠는지를 저희가 통계로 분석을 실시간 자동으로 해내갈 수 있습니다. 커스터머 센티멘트도 분석을 하지만 저희는 에이전트 센티멘트도 관심이 있을 수 있습니다. 에이전트에 대한 센티멘트도 이와 같이 분석을 별도로 해드릴 수 있고요. 커스터머 스피치 관련된 센티멘트, 에이전트 스피치와 관련된 센티멘트도 별도로 이제 분석을 할 수 있습니다. 이렇게 보면은 만약에 제가 same flight와 관련된 콜을 누가 많이 받았는지 분석을 하고 싶다라고 하면은 단순히 drill down to agent user name이라는 걸 선택을 하면은 어떤 에이전트가 이런 콜들을 많이 받았는지를 실시간으로 분석을 할 수가 있습니다. 조금 시간이 걸리고요. 원래는 빨리 나왔는데 역시 라이브 데모는 쉽지가 않은 것 같습니다. 그리고 이거 나오는 동안에 커스터머 프레이즈 중에 시드 업그레이드를 요청하신 분들이 어떤 분들이 있었는지 한번 필터를 한번 해보도록 하겠습니다. 인터넷 커넥션이 문제가 있는 듯 보이고요. 이렇게 하게 되면은 이쪽에는 어떤 고객들이 시드 업그레이드를 요청했는지에 대한 고객의 전화번호가 이제 나오게 되고요. 이쪽에는 에이전트 이름이 나오게 됩니다. 이렇게 되면은 더 자세하게 분석을 하는 것도 여러 가지 아테나 쿼리를 작성을 해서 계속 깊게 분석을 해서 고객이 우리에게 어떤 것들을 많이 질문을 하고 있는지, 어떤 에이전트가 어떤 질문들을 많이 가졌는지를 분석을 할 수가 있고, 그를 통해서 커스터머 익스피리언스를 높여주는 데 기여를 해볼 수가 있을 것 같습니다. 여기까지 이제 데모는 마치고요. 다시 원래 발표자인 비크람이 마무리를 해드리도록 하겠습니다.
Thank you, Mohan. So that brings us to the end of this presentation. And Mohan and I will be around here if you have any other questions. So thank you for being here. And don't forget to fill out the survey. Thank you all.